Please make sure that there are no pedestrians or vehicles coming from either side before you proceed. A car is currently parking on your right side. It is advisable to wait until the driver finishes the maneuver before proceeding. Please exit the parking lot slowly and cautiously, keeping an eye out for pedestrians approaching from either direction. Drive in first gear at a speed of around 10 km per hour and be prepared to yield to traffic coming from both sides. If there are no vehicles approaching, you may proceed without stopping. If you receive instructions to turn left, stay in the current lane and continue driving. Keep an eye out for cyclists and scooter riders on the double-way cycle lane on both sides, and then watch out for cars that may not have noticed or obeyed the traffic light. If you want to continue straight, follow the road markings for directions. This traffic light lasts only 7 seconds, so don't blindly follow the car in front of you. Pay attention to the quickly changing traffic light. This is not a roundabout. Vehicles from the left must give you the right of way, as indicated by the road markings. Please be cautious and ensure that they will wait for you. Starting from December 3, 2023, the speed limit in some areas will be 30 km per hour. When approaching a pedestrian crossing, always check both left and right for pedestrians. Be aware of sudden pedestrians emerging. The view of the pedestrian crossing is blocked by the car and truck, so be aware of pedestrians approaching from the right side. Make sure to stop before the bicycle lane to avoid blocking cyclists. As a part of the test, you will be required to drive through a narrow street. When driving, it's important to remember the right-hand rule. This means that you must give way to vehicles coming from your right. To do this, slow down to around 5 to 10 km per hour and move towards the right side of your lane to signal your intention to give way. When turning left, it's important not to blindly follow other traffic participants, including cyclists. Always make sure that the conditions for a safe left turn are met. In this situation, you have a cyclist approaching from behind and a car approaching from the opposite direction. Be extra cautious and ensure that it's safe to make the left turn before proceeding. During your driving test, the examiner may request that you perform a parallel parking maneuver. It is crucial to ensure that you do not come too close to any parked vehicles nearby. If you end up getting too close to either a parked vehicle or a curb, don't hesitate to start over. However, always remain aware of any vehicles approaching from behind by checking all rear view mirrors and looking over your shoulder. When parking, aim to park between the curb and the edge line. Use your side mirrors to check your alignment. Make sure to maintain a safe distance from the vehicle on your right while leaving the parking spot. Here applies a right-hand rule. Slow down to around 5 to 10 km per hour and move towards the right side of your lane to signal your intention to give way. At this intersection, you must give way to both vehicles and bicycles as you cross a cycle lane. Always be aware of cyclists or scooter drivers before crossing a cycle lane. Always stay focused on the road and avoid distractions. When passing by a school, be extra cautious of children who may not be paying attention. During your driving test, the examiner may ask you to perform a three-point turn. This maneuver requires you to turn the car around by making a full turn of the steering wheel 3 times, while avoiding any obstruction to the flow of traffic. To ensure safety and awareness, always check all rear-view mirrors and look over your shoulder while making the turn. At this moment, students often make a mistake by forgetting to look to the right side before continuing with a maneuver. If a cyclist is approaching from the right or left, you must give way to them. Only in a situation where you make an eye contact with the other driver and confirming that they will wait for you, may you proceed. Remember, you must not hinder other traffic participants during the three-point turn. It is important to not blindly follow the vehicles in front of you in certain situations. In case of poor visibility, you should slow down to 5 to 10 km per hour and switch to first gear. This will enable you to check for any approaching vehicles from the side road and allow you to give way to them. Many candidates make a mistake here by turning left too early, where left turn is forbidden. Stay in your lane during the left turn. If you are not sure in which lane you are, check the rear view mirrors and look over your shoulder. Please take note of the traffic sign indicating a speed limit of 80 km per hour. If the traffic light is displaying red, you must come to a complete stop before the stop line. You are entering a motorway with an 80 km per hour speed limit. Adjust your speed to match other vehicles. Always check your rear view mirrors and blind spots, and use your turn signal to indicate your intentions. When exiting the motorway, use the deceleration lane to slow down. Do not slow down too early. Before changing lanes, always remember to check your rear view mirror, right side mirror, and look over your shoulder. Here are a few tips for driving on the motorway. When entering a motorway, try to reach the highest allowed speed as soon as possible. If there are vehicles on your left side, adjust your speed to match theirs. Remember to keep a safe distance from other vehicles. Look far ahead and observe the traffic situation. It's important to look ahead 8 to 12 seconds to help stabilize your steering. Avoid making sudden steering wheel movements that may startle other drivers. When exiting a motorway, don't slow down too early. Use the deceleration lane to gradually reduce your speed. Be aware of your driving speed when you leave a motorway, as it may seem slower than it actually is. This is called speed blindness. For example, if you're driving at 50 km per hour when leaving a motorway, it may feel like you're driving at 30 km per hour. That's why you should check your speedometer frequently. If you choose a left lane for a right turn, then stay in that lane until the turn is complete. Watch out for the cyclists on a bicycle track. As you approach this intersection, it is important to note that you have a give-way duty and must turn right. Be cautious of pedestrians, cyclists, and scooter drivers, and only proceed if the road is clear. Never obstruct the cycle lane or pedestrian crossing and keep them clear and accessible. Please make sure to leave enough space for cyclists and pedestrians to pass through safely. Once you have checked for any potential hazards, move to the shark teeth after the bicycle track. This will give you enough space to stop if the road is not free. Before exiting the roundabout, please check for cyclists and scooter drivers to your right. Get ready for your driving test with TOP Exam. Access our program to learn theory and prepare for your exam. Good luck!